this is the first variety that really stands out in the plots. If you were to look at the drone footage when we fly through, we start with the Spotlight into the Skyfall and then into the Crusoe, and the Crusoe stands out a mile because it has this lovely dark rich green color to it. It is a variety that's making a strong resurgence. It's in high demand because it's got this naturally very high protein, and it derives it from its genetics rather than from having a lot of nitrogen sprayed on it or thrown at it. It's naturally the highest yielding group 1 in terms of protein and the easiest spec to hit. As I say, it's a strong variety on Septoria. You know, this is supposed to be a 6.3, but it's remarkably clean right down to leaf 3. It's a fantastic variety for even the West Country. A few points off in terms of yield than the likes of Skyscraper and Spotlight and Extase maybe and Graham, but certainly in quality it's right at the very top. Now in the past people have moaned at me because when we've grown Crusoe they've always said they've struggled to get a clean sample out of it because generally this terminal spikelet at the top of the ear here gets nipped off when it's thrashed and ends up in the tank, and they all moan like hell because they can't get the sample really nice and clean. Now that is one small downside. The upside of it, and it's a very big upside, is in a year like last year when we had a wet harvest, or we had 3 weeks in the middle where we couldn't get into cut. This variety, because of its very tight blooms, the grains are held in quite tightly, and that means it doesn't shed. So although it's hard to thrash out that terminal spikelet, the fact that it holds the grain in the ear when it's necked over and it doesn't drop it all on the ground, and it's very slow to sprout because it's got a very high Hagberg, it's a group 1 milling wheat, that is a good characteristic to have, and because of that its Hagberg won't drop, its quality won't drop if it's not harvested early doors. You know, other varieties you have to throw a lot of nitrogen at this to get it to spec. It's fairly susceptible to yellow rust, as you can see in the untreated, and fairly susceptible to sprouting and the Hagberg falling number dropping as the conditions continue. If you've got a week of wet weather, this will hold its spec, whereas some of these other varieties won't. So it's making a resurgence. We nearly lost it because obviously, you know, at 98, 95, depending on where you are in terms of yield, in the West Country down here we don't really look at quality, but with a premium for milling, this variety has definitely now got a future. And to be honest with you, I don't see anything coming through in the short term which is going to take it away from us. You know, it's as I say, good Septoria, really good Septoria rating. We know it gets brown rust, but that comes in late and we can control that relatively easily. But all in all, a fantastic variety, and long may it continue to be on the list.